Hey everybody, Chuck here. Another frame construction baby step perhaps. Catch up what we're doing. At this point I've got the other sprocket done. Both of them are done, tack welded. We'll find us a real welder around here somewhere. But it's nice and straight, excuse me. Got the differential in. Got the brake discs and both sprockets. Remember we said we wanted to go 34 inches wide, and we were working from the center out to get the 34 inches. Last time we talked, I mentioned this was 6 3/8. For the illustration or for the documentation here, let's just call it 6 1/2. 6 3/8, 6.5 inches makes the differential housing perfectly centered between those two pillow block bearings. We had this brace in, and we had the brace in down there. So those were done. Now I had to figure out, I went back to the outside again and wanted to figure the space I wanted to go between here for my upper idler wheels. I need enough room to fit on each side of the track guides and down inside the frame if I have to. So I did come up with an arbitrary decision looking at my bogey wheels I'm going to be using. If they have to drop in there, I need a 5.5 inch space. That's how I got that number, 5.5. Then, seeing as that's 5.5, we also know the other one's going to be 5.5. We already know that this one is basically 6.5, and the vehicle is 34 inches wide. The frame is. When you get the track on, it comes out to about 36. So when you just add up the numbers and see what you got left to hit 34 inches, we end up with 4.5. 4.5 here and 4.5 here. So I cut those out of 14 gauge tubing, and again I starting from the center working out, put the 4.5 in, put the 4.5 in. You see my clamp, I clamped that together, and it's nice and straight. It's riding on another piece of 1.25 inches, and the table's nice and flat. So I got one clamp here, I got another clamp right here holding that together. So then what I did was went ahead and tacked that down. Tack, 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 and tack. That leaves the outside. I can't do anything with this quite yet because I'm not sure where the take-up bogey is going to run. It may be out far enough, because you got the sliders in there, that I may be able to run all the way back, but it's also going to be a little higher, so I'm not sure where it's going to hit. So I just left that alone for now, but I was able to use that 5.5 measurement and put these braces in. If you look right down there, it's a nice straight line. I took a straight edge, just made an arbitrary decision that I wanted to just miss the sprocket here. I wanted to be as close as I could to the front for the sake of the frame, the strength of the frame, no twisting and bending. If you look at the one I did over here, my sprocket's not bolted down because the differential is, you know, in the midst of being done something with. These are quite far back. Of course, that's all open space right there. That's weight. So I basically ran up as far as I could. I did that nice and straight with a straight edge, tacked those in there, everything but the center one. And the center one, why do we leave that one out? That other 6.5 or 6 3/8, because we're not sure, again, where the jack shaft chain is going to run. May have to run that a little farther back. It may, I just don't know. But that gives us the 34 inch wide frame, and I could have done a little bit more, but we'll stop right there for today just to show you that those measurements. Again, 5.5, if you want to build it this way, 5.5, 4.5, 6 3/8, 4.5, and 5.5, plus 6 of these at 1.25 inches. You add all that together, comes out to 34 inches. Start in the center, and then determine what you want to use for bogeys and how much room you need, and then you kind of work from the center back out. Okay, hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know. Glad to have you drop by and see me today. God bless. Bye.